Well, good morning to you. I'm Chris Schaubel. Welcome to the early edition of the KTLA 5 Morning News. Of course, we're going to get straight to the breaking news out of Dallas. 11 police officers have been shot during an ambush by snipers. When it was over, 5 officers have been killed, 6 other officers wounded. All of this happened while they were providing protection during a march. Protesters were upset over 2 deadly police shootings. Let's go live to Dallas.
St. Paul also waking up simply shocked. The situation in Dallas adding to the grief they already have. Just to recap, back to you.
All right, Liberty, thank you. You're watching LA's first morning newscast. Coming up, we're continuing our breaking coverage of the deadly ambush in Dallas that killed 5 police officers. We have a live report from Dallas Hospital where one of the wounded officers is recovering this morning.
And something to hopefully uplift your spirits this morning, how a couple is using their lotto winnings to help other people.
We love KTLA.
KTLA Morning News is fantastic. We love everyone that's on there. Happy 25th. We love you guys.
All right, welcome back. 4:15 is the time. We're going to get a check of our weather once again. It's going to be a pretty beautiful weekend.
Pretty perfect.
I think so.
Pretty perfect. It's Southern California. It's July. Temperature is going to stay at or slightly below the average. So let's get right to it. We are seeing a bit of that marine layer. That's going to dissipate as the atmosphere heats up, and we will have plenty of sunshine today. It's going to be very similar to
19 is the time. Still ahead, it could be a case of good karma.
Yeah, a couple who devoted themselves to helping flood victims now, well, they have a million reasons to smile. KTLA 5 Morning News coming right back.
Before I moved here from Denver, when I was watching the news, I remember just being like mesmerized. I couldn't believe what was happening on television because we didn't do that. It really was revolutionary. People being real on the air, having fun, laughing out loud. You just didn't do that. And so the fact that we do that, and we've been doing that for 25 years, is pretty phenomenal.
We're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the KTLA 5 Morning News.
That's right, on July 8th, 1991. KTLA took a chance on a different type of morning show, and 25 years later, here we are. Coming up in our 5 o'clock hour, we're going to be broadcasting live from Knott's Berry Farm. Whole gang's out there this morning.
Yeah.
All right, 4:22 is the time. A West Virginia husband and wife who've been assisted.
So good for them.
Legendary entertainer Rita Moreno was honored last night with the Music Center's first Excellence in Performing Arts Award. The award salutes trailblazers in the creative. Blair says that she plans to pay off her debts and spend more time with her family and friends during the holiday season.
Speaking of almost expired tickets, that hundreds of millions of dollars ticket in Chino from the big Powerball. Nothing.
Still no one claimed
Maybe
it.
Mega
No
Millions.
one's claimed it.
Yeah. No one's claimed it.
I know.
Not
Insane.
yet.
All right, coming up at 4:30, we're continuing to follow breaking news following that deadly ambush in Dallas last night. It killed 5 police officers.
We have team coverage, and we're going to bring you the very latest developments in a live report.
And video from the scene starting to pour in. Cell phone images captured by witnesses.
Happening right now at 4:30, we continue to learn more about the deadly ambush in Dallas that killed 5 police officers. Eric Spillman going to have the very latest development.
And we're starting to learn about some of the victims killed in the shootings. You're watching the early edition of KTLA 5 Morning News. Breaking news this morning, 5 police officers are dead, and we're now learning 7 others have been injured.
Yeah, they were gunned down while protecting a peaceful march in Dallas. Eric Spillman live from our newsroom with these latest developments. And Eric, in just the past few minutes, the mayor has updated the totals.
Yeah, a lot of the information is changing, but one thing we do know for sure.
surf report for you. Here's what you can expect if you are getting into that water today. Temperature of about 66 degrees, 3 to 5 for that height. 3 to 5 for that height as well in Orange County, 67 degrees for that water temperature. And let's take a look at the Ventura County area. Not much change there. 3 to 5 feet for that height, a southwest swell with the water temperature of 63 degrees. That is a look at the weather. Let's get a check on the roads. Weather and traffic, back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Liberty.
All right, coming up at 5 a.m., the impact of the Dallas police shooting in Texas is being felt right here at home.
Yeah, how Los Angeles Police Chief Charlie Beck is responding, including how he plans to keep our officers safe. That's ahead.
And a little girl with special needs shows her pup how to understand her language. We'll explain when the KTLA 5 Morning News comes right back.
My wife told me if I ever got us to KTLA that I could get the pickup truck of my dreams, and that's exactly what we did. We went out and got the most awesome Toyota pickup truck. That was my prize for getting to KTLA.
That's a pretty nice prize.
I guess she drives it because he drives the minivan door. Or maybe that's what he meant.
But either one, pretty nice. Hey, we're celebrating the 25th anniversary of the KTLA 5 Morning News.
Yeah, coming up in our 5 a.m. hour, we will be broadcasting live from Knott's Berry Farm.
An LA area girl and her dog are viral. Thank you, Liberty. We'll be right back.
I just remember watching KTLA when I was growing up here and thinking to myself, I want to be on a show like that. How do I do that? You know, cut to 10 years later, 1 internship later, and 2, 3 small markets later, and I'm back, and I get this amazing position on the weekend morning news, and I couldn't be more grateful.
The rest is history, Liberty Chan.
I like that, though. Spirit of gratitude. I
Yes.
try to teach my daughters that all the time.
A few small
Spirit of
markets, a lot of work,
Yeah.
you know.
Got to pay those dues. We are, of course, celebrating the 25th anniversary of the KTLA 5 Morning News.
Yeah, coming up in just a matter of minutes at 5 a.m., we're going to start going live from Knott's Berry Farm to help celebrate that wonderful anniversary. All right, now, let's get to sports. Hyun-Jin Ryu, finally back for the Dodgers, his first time on the mound in 640 days, and understandably, he was not particularly sharp. First inning, first batter. Melvin Upton Jr. takes him out the opposite way. Padres take a 1-0 lead. By the 5th, it was 4-0, and San Diego wasn't done. Alex Dickerson drills one to right. Puig misjudges it, winds up as a triple, 2 more runs score, making it 6-0. And it was quite a night at the plate. Corey Seager looking at strike 3, 6-zip is your final. Meanwhile, Corey Seager will be participating in the All-Star Home Run Derby. He will compete against former Angel, current Oriole, Mark Trumbo in the opening round. Angels are in Tampa. Pick it up in the 6th. Albert Pujols goes the opposite way to knock in Yunel Escobar, and then they added a sac fly to make it 2-zip. Then in the 8th, runners on the corners, Albert Pujols stealing second, and the throw allows Mike Trout to steal home. That made it 4-zip. Hector Santiago looked fantastic. He went 7 innings, 3 hits, 9 Ks, no runs. Angels win their 3rd in a row, 5-1 is your final score. Lakers news. Go Lakers. Mitch Kupchak continues to fill out the roster. They signed Marcelo Huertas to a 2-year deal. They also finalized the contracts of Jordan Clarkson, recently acquired free agent forward Luol Deng, and 2nd-round draft pick Ivica Zubac. All right, Clippers summer, it's going well, I guess, if you keep on track of that kind of stuff. This is summer league action, and rookie Bryce Johnson continues to shine. He drops 19 points on 7 for 8 shooting, 8 rebounds. He did have 7 turnovers, 8 personal fouls. Clippers wound up losing to the Magic White team 79-69. So their players look good, that score not so good. All right, all new on the KTLA 5 Morning News. Tributes are pouring in for those officers killed in a targeted attack in Dallas. Really an ambush is what it should be called. Reaction from social media just ahead.
And we're following breaking details about the suspects linked to that ambush, the latest on the investigation, and what we're now hearing about the victims.
Also, a massive security breach at Wendy's. What you need to know coming up.
Channel 5, my favorite. It gets me moving in the morning. I love it.
KTLA 5 Morning News turns 25 today, our anniversary celebration live from Knott's Berry Farm when the KTLA 5 Morning News comes right back.
Hold up. They're shooting right now, and there's an officer down.
We begin with breaking news out of Dallas, where at least 2 snipers ambushed police officers, killing 5 of them.
The shooting marks the deadliest day in law enforcement history since the 9/11 terror attacks. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. I'm Megan Henderson.
And I'm Chris Schaubel. Good morning to you. We're going to get to our team coverage of that Dallas shooting in just a matter of moments. But first, let's switch gears. For only a little bit, get a check of our weather from Henry DiCarlo.
He's live this morning at Knott's Berry Farm. Henry.
Thank you, Megan and Chris. Yes, we are live this morning at Knott's Berry Farm. We'll explain why we're here throughout the morning, but we do want to get you caught up to date weather-wise on this Friday morning. We do have another gorgeous day planned. Beautiful start to the day. Temperatures very comfortable, and we're looking for very few changes heading into the weekend. I think for many of you that's probably a great thing, as our temperatures have been slightly below the average, very comfortable. So we will find some morning clouds out there, especially towards the beach areas. It will give way to sunshine. We are starting to trend a little bit warmer in some spots. You're going to find some lower 90s through the Inland Empire, the Inland Valleys. But downtown today, 81 degrees, 82 is the average, so we're hovering right around the norm. We are going to talk about some higher surf through the weekend. We'll explain that, and we'll give you a complete update on your 7-day outlook that will take you through the weekend and all the way into early next week. That's the early check on weather right now. Liberty Chan with a check of traffic. Liberty, good morning.
Good morning. Yeah, I have an early check on the traffic. Let's get right to it. We have an early morning SIG alert. This one in Baldwin Park on the 10 westbound at Puente Avenue. A motorcycle versus a truck accident. 2 lanes blocked for the next hour. And let's leave you with a Caltrans shot of the 101 northbound at Tampa Avenue. Let's take a look there. As you can see from all those cars moving at maximum speeds. Not too bad out there this early morning. It is 5 o'clock this morning. All right, that's a quick check on the traffic. Chris.
We begin with that breaking news out of Dallas. Police officers ambushed and murdered. When it was over, 5 total were dead, several more wounded. The officers there were protecting people taking part in a peaceful march. Protesters were upset over 2
traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Good morning. I'm Liberty Chan in for Ginger. You know, an update on that SIG alert that we told you about in Baldwin Park, that has now been canceled. So the 10 westbound at Puente Avenue, things looking pretty nice right now. Let's take you over to LAPD. Pretty busy there, so allow yourself some extra time if you are heading to LAX. Chris, Megan, back to you. All right.
Well, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary, and someone gets the opportunity, I think you would say, to have a bit of fun this morning. Henry DiCarlo.
Yeah. Live from Knott's Berry Farm. How's it going?
It's going great, Megan and Chris, and we are going to meet with many of our KTLA viewers this morning. Yes, it's our 25th anniversary, and with Knott's on into next week. Live this morning from Knott's Berry Farm, Henry DiCarlo. Hey, gang, we'll send it back to you in the studios. We'll have more in the upcoming half hour.
All right, Henry, thanks you.
Henry.
Coming up, we are continuing to follow the very latest on a deadly ambush in Dallas.
How local police departments are responding to the shootings in Texas.
Also, a burglar caught on camera. The video police they're hoping that you get a good look at it. It's right there on your screen, and that it catches the suspect.
Also, Knott's Berry Farm's Ghost Town is celebrating its 75th anniversary. And as you know, Morning News celebrating our 25th anniversary. Coming up, we're going to tell you about all the fun the park has to offer this summer as the celebrating continues live from Knott's Berry Farm. All right, here's what we know right now. The latest on that deadly ambush of police officers in Dallas, Texas. 5 officers were killed, 7 more were injured. The hail of gunfire took place during a peaceful demonstration that was organized to protest this week's deadly police shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana. Now, 3 suspects are now in custody. 1 suspect is dead. He killed himself during negotiations with police. Authorities still do not know what motivated the...
Let's send it back to you in the studios.
All right, thank you so much for that, Henry. 5:21 is the time. Coming up, a super typhoon makes landfall.
Cars flipped, roofs torn off buildings. We're going to give you a look at the destruction left behind.
Also, it's an email scandal that just won't go away. What U.S. Attorney General Loretta Lynch is saying about possible criminal charges against Hillary Clinton.
Super Typhoon Nepartak made landfall in Taiwan early this morning, tearing roofs off of buildings, flipping cars, and dumping rain across the island. So far, 1 death and about 66 people have been injured. All of that reported by the Taiwan Central Emergency Operations Center as the typhoon packed winds of up to 150 miles per hour. At least 15,000 people have been evacuated from the areas hit hardest.
Traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Good morning to you. I'm Liberty Chan in for Ginger. Let's get right to your traffic and show you those real-time traffic maps. We do have an issue in Tustin on the 5 southbound at the 55. A multi-vehicle accident stuck. Back to you.
Liberty, thank you so much for that. Coming up, we're continuing to follow breaking news out of Dallas.
Yeah, we have team coverage of the very latest developments on the deadly ambush murders that killed 5 police officers. Plus, Chris Burrows.
We are live at LAPD headquarters. We're going to show you this morning how the LAPD and many other local departments are reacting. They're doing something very different they haven't done in a while. And at the same time, 35 recruits are graduating, becoming LAPD officers this morning. Charlie Beck and the mayor are going to be here as well, speaking to them as they graduate at this ominous time.
Also, protesters in Oakland stopped traffic. How demonstrators shut down an interstate. When KTLA 5 Morning News comes back.
Good Friday morning, everybody, and welcome back to the KTLA Morning News. I'm Henry DiCarlo, live in Buena Park, Knott's Berry Farm. We'll talk more about that coming up in just a few minutes. But right now, for those just waking up, here is your early look at your weather. It's going to be a fantastic day. The sun will be up shortly. And those of you that will find a little sunshine, it'll be a nice start, but we'll see a lot of cloud coverage to start out the day. So many of us will be waiting for that cloud coverage to burn off. It will, and then we'll be left with a gorgeous afternoon with temperatures in the 80s and the lower 90s. A little bit warmer heading into the weekend. I'll let you know if that trend continues when we have a complete look at your forecast coming up in just a few moments. All right, right now with a look at traffic, it's Liberty Chan. Liberty, good morning.
Good morning, Henry. Yeah, let's get right to it. We do have a few accidents out there. A multi-vehicle accident this time around in Tustin on the 5 southbound at the 55 northbound. Again, a multi-vehicle accident involving about 6 different cars, debris in all lanes, and those cars taking up a few of those lanes as well. So very heavy, very slow in Tustin this early morning. 405 northbound at the 10 westbound, reports of a disabled vehicle stuck in the number 1 lane of that connector. That is a quick check on the traffic. Megan, back to you.
Liberty, thank you. Breaking news coming out of Dallas this morning. 5 police officers have been killed, 7 more injured after they were ambushed by suspects.
And
all right, we interrupt Elizabeth Espinosa's report to bring you this live press conference coming out of Dallas. This is Dallas Mayor Mike Rawlings. Let's listen in.
And all your commentators have wished us well and are praying for us. And
throughout the morning as we get them. 10 minutes to the top of the hour, we want to get a check of your roads right now. Let's go over to Liberty Chan in for Ginger.
Traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Good morning, guys. Yeah, I'm in for Ginger for just 1 or 2 more hits. She will be here in the next hour, but let's start you off with a multi-vehicle accident in the city of Tustin on the 5 southbound at 4th Street.
Just stop there. I mean, go to the website and then come down to the park as well. And we also want to give a big thank you to Knott's Berry Farm for having some of our crew and anchors stay at the Knott's Berry Farm Hotel last night. Lovely accommodations. So we have so much more all morning long from Knott's Berry Farm. John, thank you so much. And please stay with us because the KTLA Morning News continues its 25th anniversary celebration right here at Knott's Berry Farm. We'll be back in a moment.
Good morning. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Henry DiCarlo. We're live this morning. Knott's Berry Farm. They're celebrating their 75th anniversary of their ghost town. Of course, we're celebrating our 25th anniversary of the morning show. We have some fans that we'll introduce you to later this morning. But first things first, let's get you caught up to date. We have some clouds. Those clouds are going to burn away. It's going to be a beautiful day and a beautiful start to the weekend. If you've enjoyed our weather over the past week, it really just continues. We might be a couple degrees warmer today, but when it's all said and done, we're still trending slightly below the average and very comfortable for this time of the year. Lots of 60s as we wake up this morning. 65 here at Buena Park, and we're looking at about 67 to 68 for you downtown. 81's the high. That's what we're forecasting downtown. Low 90s for the inland valleys. We'll talk about your weekend coming up in just a few moments. All right. Ginger Chan back doing the traffic this morning. Ginger, good morning to you.
Yes, good morning to you. Liberty, of course, doing a great job, but she just left and I'm in here now. I like how you're not wearing a jacket or anything, so it seems like it's nice and comfortable there in Buena Park. We just have a few things happening here, but so far the conditions still pretty good. So if you do have plans to join Henry and the rest of the crew there, it's not too bad. But if you have plans here on the 5 South at 4th Street, now we know it meets in 2 spots, right? In Orange County here in Santa Ana, as well as in the Boyle Heights area, and that's the one in Orange County that crashes in lanes. I did notice early this morning driving in that there were some light winds, and you can see it through this camera on both sides of the 605 at Slauson, with that southbound side starting to get heavy. And just be aware of some of those winds blowing debris into the roadway. Back to you guys.
Then so he turned around trying to shoot at him, he got hit, boom, fell. Ran up, boom, 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 kept going.
And shot him with the AR, he emptied the whole clip in the police officer's chest.
It's almost like the gunshots were coming at us. It was complete pandemonium.
Witnesses describe the horror as heavily armed snipers take aim at police officers in Dallas in a coordinated and deadly series of ambush attacks. By the time all 4 suspects had either been killed or taken into custody.
Group. That's Lays from here. Megan, back to you.
Lynette, thank you so much for that. Coming up, how the impact of the attack in Dallas is affecting police departments here in Southern California.
Plus, much of the chaos in Dallas captured on social media, even broadcast live. We're going to hear from some of the terrified witnesses.
And how this ill-conceived 4th of July prank has one dog owner facing animal cruelty charges.
A controversial change to a classic Star Trek character not sitting well with the very man the change was meant to honor. We'll explain when the KTLA 5 Morning News comes right back.
Here's what we know right now about that deadly ambush of police officers in Dallas, Texas. 5 officers were killed, 7 others were injured. The hail of gunfire took place during a demonstration that was organized to protest this week's deadly police shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana. 3 suspects are in custody. 1 suspect is dead. He was killed when a police bomb. Hey, Nick.
Hey, good morning, everybody. I'm Henry DiCarlo. We're live at Knott's Berry Farm this morning. We're celebrating, or helping them celebrate, their 75th anniversary of Calico Ghost Town. And we are celebrating our 25th anniversary of the morning show. We're going to the average. All right, we'll check in with you in just a little bit, gang. Right now, we'll send it back to Megan and Chris in the studios.
All right, of course, normally Sam would join us for entertainment. He's actually out at Knott's Berry Farm this morning as well. He's going to be joining us at 6:45 for his first entertainment report. First, though, a change made to a classic Star Trek. It's really unfortunate, end quote. All right, 6:21 is the time coming up. Grab your lucky charms. Tonight's Mega Millions lottery is huge.
Yeah, the jackpot breaks past the $500 million mark. The exact amount, how much you could win, coming up.
Also, we're continuing to celebrate KTLA Morning News' 25th anniversary. We have a look back at some of our most memorable moments when we come back.
I'll stop time for you. The second you say.
Traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
You've been hearing me, of course, tout the fact that it's been very somewhat light. Today is summer and Friday light. Just a couple little hiccups here and there. A lot of stuff clearing quickly to the shoulder. But this time, the Costa Mesa Freeway, the 55 South, right at about Chapman Avenue. That's where we have not even that bad, approaching that 71. Back to you.
All right, Ginger, thank you for that. 6:25 is the time. Still ahead, we return to our breaking news in Dallas.
The impact of that deadly ambush on police officers being felt right here in Southern California, how local officials are responding.
Also, a man uses fireworks to play a prank on his dog. The backlash and allegations of animal cruelty coming up. Plus, Wendy.
Good morning, everyone. We are live at Knott's Berry Farm this morning, and coming up, we're going to take a great big preview at all of the summer entertainment that's happening right here at Knott's Berry. And stay with us, because later in the show, some of the originals from the KTLA Morning News will be live here and in person. It's all coming back, so stay with us. Who knows the secret tomorrow will hold?
Good Friday morning, everybody. I'm Henry DiCarlo live at Knott's Berry Farm. We're going to talk more about why we're here this morning as we help to celebrate and usher in our 25th anniversary of the KTLA Morning Show, and of course, Knott's Berry Farm celebrating as well. We'll give you details in just a second. Right now, details on your weather, because it is Friday, the weekend is here, and you want this great stuff to continue, and it will. Here's your live view outside. Mount Wilson camera definitely looking at that cloud coverage extending well inland. The morning clouds translates to beautiful afternoon conditions. We get the sunshine and we get temperatures slightly below the average. Looks like 80s and 90s today. We'll check out your weekend forecast in just a few minutes. Right now, we'll check in with traffic guru herself. It is Ginger Chan. Good morning, Ginger.
Yeah, good morning to you as well. And boy, it's going to start to get crowded there real soon, right? We have a few things, but I would say in general, things are still on the quiet side. 91 eastbound side about Avalon Boulevard. So there is a report that we have a crash there, but this kind of gives us an idea of some of our LA County freeways and that they're doing pretty good, actually. You can see it here heading to LAX. Not a bad ride. In fact, speaking of LAX, let's take you over to our LAX camera, because we know Mondays and Fridays are the busy days. Already loaded up for the departure level, something to think about. Go to the arrival level, run up to the top, and you should be good to go. Chris, back to you.
We begin with the breaking news out of Dallas. 5 police officers have now been confirmed killed. 7 more were hurt after they were ambushed by suspects.
Traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
We have a few things happening. I will say generally it is kind of on the lighter side today, and then we'll update you about that situation that we mentioned earlier along the 91 freeway. And then we'll get to look at that 405 as well. I do want to send it over to Mark Kono, who's in Sky 5H. You just stall a little bit as you're talking.
And the attractions and the shows, once you're in the park, absolutely free. We've got so much more coming for you all morning long. We're live at Knott's Berry Farm, and we're bringing you the very latest news as well, so stay with us. We'll be right back when the KTLA Morning News continues.
This is the Bank of the West Opening Bell Report.
Trading is underway there at the New York Stock Exchange. Here's where the markets currently stand. The Dow up 120 points, NASDAQ up 32 points, the S&P up by 15 points.
Traffic by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica.
Hey, good morning, everybody. So you can keep talking in my ear. I'm just talking to my producer. We have a few things going on this morning, so just make sure you're aware that it is fairly quiet. But of course, that means that that's when we can get like rollover crashes and whatnot. If you guys want to pop up the first element, let's kind of go by the seat of our pants here and show you the conditions here. So this to me looks like the 405 South 14 freeway. That drive just looking really good. Rich DeMiro, I saw you. Looks like you have a great crowd out there at Knott's Berry Farm. Good morning to you.
Hey, good morning to you. Yeah, we have a lot of people here for our anniversary celebration at Knott's Berry Farm. 400 folks have gathered to enjoy a little VIP experience this morning. They've made their way to the park. We are here at Spur's Chop House, and guess what? We are going to serve them breakfast, and not just any breakfast, a delicious breakfast, because I've already tried some of this. Joining me now
to get to from here, including folks who've been on the morning news from the very beginning. And as you enjoyed the show over the past 25 years.
Do you know who it is?
I do know who it is. Where are some of them now? And look at all the folks who turned out for us today. We'll look at the news of the day, and we're here as well. Good Friday morning to you. We're back here with more in just a bit.
It's a good-looking group.
So just dance, dance, dance. Ooh, it's something magical. It's in the...
Be sure to stay with us as we continue to follow the breaking news. 5 Dallas police officers killed in the deadliest day for police since 9/11.
In just a few minutes, we're going to be talking live to a USC student who was vacationing in Dallas and was holed up at a nearby hotel while all the chaos was going on. We're also going to be hearing from LA Police Chief Charlie Beck about how the LAPD is responding to the attack. We'll be right back.
Welcome to the KTLA 5 News at 7. Good morning, I'm Frank Buckley.
Good morning, I'm Jessica Holmes. Straight ahead, terror in Dallas. 12 officers ambushed by heavily armed snipers. 5 officers were killed in the deadliest day for law enforcement since 9/11.
Plus, we'll have new details on the victims in this horrific attack that happened during what was a peaceful protest against 2 recent police shootings.
Protesters also hit the streets here in LA. The LAPD now on heightened alert with officers on 2-man patrols.
And Chief Charlie Beck will be speaking out in about an hour. We're going to bring that to you when it happens live.
First, though, let's get to Ginger for a check of your traffic on this Friday morning. Ginger. Hi.
Talking about Mark Kriske there. Why not? Bye. Good morning, everybody. So we actually have a couple things happening in the Inland Empire, especially if you have plans to be on the 10 freeway. In fact, they issued a signaler. The spot's not that busy normally, but it is also right here at the interchange. Add to that the fact that some people may be heading out of town, leaving Ontario Airport, all that stuff. 10 eastbound side at the 15 north. That's where the glass is all over the place so bad they decided to shut down a couple of those lanes, and the reason they issued that signaler. Not too far from there, 60 westbound side at Rubidoux Boulevard, we're getting reports of a 10-car crash, a situation where sometimes it's not necessarily that many cars. A lot of good Samaritans will stop to help out, but the report's coming in right now that it is 10 cars that's sitting in lanes. I believe it's Liberty. You're still here. I'll send it over to you.
I'm still here. I'm in for Mark. Good morning to you. Happy Friday. We have some beautiful weather. Let's talk about it. Right now we have temperatures in the 60s, a pretty thick marine layer. As the sun heats up the atmosphere, that will dissipate, give way to plenty of sunshine. Temperature-wise, you can expect those daytime highs to top out anywhere from 81 all the way up to 93 degrees. Frank.
And at 7 o'clock, we begin with our breaking news. 5 police officers ambushed and murdered. They were targeted by at least 1 sniper, maybe more, as demonstrators marched against the shooting deaths of 2 black men by police in Louisiana.
Check on the roads with Ginger.
Nice weather and decent, I will say, for the drive. Mark Ono is in Sky 5 HD. Usually very busy here, Mark.
Yeah, you know what, here we go, having a look at the downtown slot coming through L.A., here, downtown L.A. This is going to be the 101 right at about Broadway. Ginger, the car's going away, northbound side of the 101, just a little bit of slowing as you leave the 10 freeway and head up toward.
You have important work to do this morning. We'll go back to the 2 of you in Hollywood.
All right, Sam and Wendy, thank you for that. Coming up, much more on this morning's breaking news and the fallout from the deadly ambush of police officers in Dallas.
Heavily armed snipers opened fire on officers, killing 5 and injuring 7 others. 3 suspects are in custody, while a 4th was killed in a confrontation with the Dallas SWAT team.
Good morning, everybody. We will check the Inland Empire for you. And actually, you know what? We will check that in just a second. Mark Ono is in Sky 5 HD. I was on the stretch of the 5 freeway just yesterday, a couple times.
Yeah, yes, you were, to and from Knott's Berry Farm. There you go, Ginger, the 5 freeway, north and southbound, right there at the Citadel. So the City of Commerce, the cars coming at us, northbound side of the 5 freeway, still Friday light as you leave Norwalk in the 605 and head up in towards East LA.
And maybe some lucky people are using this route to getting to Knott's Berry Farm. Your drive looks good. So 10 east of the 15 south, they still have the transition closed because of all the glass debris in lanes. We're going to update that 60 west at Rubidoux. It is a multi-car crash with 10 to 11 cars. Most of them are to the shoulder, maybe no injuries, but it's more of a traffic advisory because there are huge delays in that area. We'll shift that map just a little bit next time around so you get an idea of those delays, but it is pretty bad on that stretch of the 60. Back to you.
I'll pick it up from here. Good morning, everybody. I'm Liberty Chan in for Mark Kriske. Let's talk about your weather. It's going to be simply beautiful today, and we'll continue to see beautiful conditions through the weekend. Temperatures right now in the 60s. We are starting off the day with a pretty thick marine layer. Don't worry, that will clear out, give way to plenty of sunshine. Today, those daytime highs topping out anywhere from 81 all the way up to 93 degrees. Much more on the next 7 days coming up, but for now, back to you.
City of Dallas in shock and mourning today after 5 officers were killed last night. At least 1 sniper, maybe others, opened fire during a march protesting 2 deadly police shootings this week. Several other officers and 2 civilians were wounded last night in Dallas. KTLA's Eric Spillman in the newsroom with all of it for us. Eric, good morning.
Morning, Frank. Just into our newsroom now is audio of police dispatchers and officers on the 911 recording as one.
I'm Elizabeth Espinosa. Jessica and Frank, back to you in the studio.
All right, Elizabeth, thank you.
All right, coming up, we're going to hear live from LAPD Chief Charlie Beck as his department gets ready to swear in a new class of officers.
We're also learning more how the attack on officers in Dallas is affecting law enforcement agencies across Southern California.
Also ahead, we're going to look at the weather for you. Temperatures look like they'll hold steady for the next several days. Liberty Chan back with a look at when the next warm-up arrives. Plus, Sam, Mark, and Wendy are at Knott's Berry Farm celebrating 25 years of the morning news.
Yes, we are out here with a great crowd also 25 years ago. Sam and I were here. Wendy joined a little bit later.
And of course, we're here at Knott's Berry Farm because they're celebrating their 75th anniversary. A lot of celebrations going on.
A lot of celebrations and some morning news faces that you've watched for the last 25 years.
Oh, this is going to be great.
2 are live in our next hour. Back here with more in a bit.
We continue to follow breaking news on the deadly ambush of police officers in Texas.
Here's what we know right now. 5 officers have been killed. 7 more were injured. 2 civilians also hurt. The hail of gunfire took place during a demonstration organized to protest this week's deadly police shootings in Minnesota and Louisiana. 3 suspects are in custody. 1 suspect is dead. He was killed when a police robot set off an explosion next to him. Authorities still do not know what motivated this attack. Police had met with Black Lives Matter organizers several times before the event. It had been peaceful before the ambush.
We'll check in with Liberty, who's helping out doing the weather here in a little bit. Well, let's take you back to this first real-time traffic map of the 10 freeway. So the eastbound side, right at the 15 South, that's usually a fairly busy intersection on a Friday, actually. And you can see that it is slow, but that's partly related to
the music video that Kanye put out called Famous, where he involved several famous people using presumably wax figurines, photos, and other computer tricks to put Taylor Swift and other people in this Kanye video. Well, the video, oh, you know what? We're going to leave that and go back to breaking news in Hollywood. We'll go back to you guys.
Sam, thank you for that. 7:49. We do have some breaking news in Valley Village in the San Fernando Valley. Mark Kono at Sky 5 HD over a house fire there. Mark.
Oh, Frank, yeah, have a look at this one. This one going up pretty good here. This was initially reported about 15 minutes ago by passersby on the freeway. In the meantime, guys, they are still fighting this fire, a very active fire. Pack rat conditions contributing to the spread of this. Guys, that is the update from overhead. Let me send it back down to you in the studio.
All right, Mark, thank you. We ask you keep an eye on that, and we're going to take a short break. We'll be right back.
All right, welcome back to KTLA Morning News' anniversary show here live from Knott's Berry Farm. As you know, we've been celebrating with 400 of our closest friends all morning long. They are enjoying the park. There they are, guys. You excited this morning? We are giving away prizes. We have given them breakfast. Right now, they're hanging out with Henry DiCarlo, taking pictures with some of their favorite morning news show personalities. And again, this is all happening live here at Knott's Berry Farm. Let's bring in some morning show fans here. Levon, how are you doing this morning?
Fine, and you?
Now, I've heard that you wake up at 4 a.m. just to watch our show every morning.
No, to watch Megan, Henry, Chris.
Megan, Henry, Chris, this is very specific. And what happens when they go off? Time to go to work?
Oh, I watch Krisky. He's funny.
Mark Krisky. He is funny. Now, Helen from Pomona, come on over here. So many folks here to be excited to be here. Tell me about your love of the morning news.
Oh, I've been watching them since way back when with Barbara Beck, Jennifer York, when the riots were going on. So I've been with you guys for a long time, yeah.
And what is it about KTLA that you like so much?
It's a lot of fun. It's like family. It's I love watching Henry. Come on. I mean, you too, but.
But it's Henry. Come on. There he is. Okay, and what are you going to do today at the park?
Just have a lot of fun. I already had breakfast and ready to go on the rides.
Okay, we're going to have plenty more for you here live from Knott's Berry Farm this morning. KTLA celebrating 25 years for our morning news. Knott's Berry Farm, Ghost Town celebrating 75 years. Lots of excited folks here, so we'll have much more and some surprises live from Knott's Berry Farm coming up when the KTLA 5 Morning News continues.
You should make up your mind. Take you back to my shrine. Don't you pay them no mind. Let them be, let them go. She was made for my eyes.
Good morning, I'm Eric Spillman. 5 police officers murdered in Dallas. Now we know the name of one of the snipers and what he said about what he did.
And good morning, I'm Mark Mester, live in the newsroom this morning. On top of what Eric just said, those 5 police officers have been killed. One of them has been identified, and we're learning that he was married just 2 weeks ago. All the details coming up in my full report.
Good morning, I'm Lynette Romero. In the wake of that deadly violence in Dallas, this morning, there's still attention being focused on the fatal police shootings in Louisiana and Minnesota. Family members are speaking out, demanding justice.
And good morning. I'm Frank Buckley along with Jessica Holmes. We're doing what we try to do every day on this broadcast, balance the news of the day with the joy that's also a part of our lives here in Southern California and on the KTLA Morning News. We had hoped to spend most of our show today celebrating our 25 years of this special broadcast, but given the gravity of what has happened in Dallas and Louisiana and Minnesota in the past 48 hours or so, we knew we had to change our plans.
So we will spend much more time on the tough news we are confronting as a nation and far less time on the morning news celebration we were looking forward to sharing with you. We're going to do our best to strike the right balance for you throughout the morning, and we begin with Liberty Chan that has a look at your forecast.
Good morning, guys. We are starting off the day with some low clouds and some fog. This is a thick cloud deck, and this is a live shot off our Mount Wilson cam. Those clouds will dissipate as the sun heats up the atmosphere, and temperature-wise will stay at or slightly below the average, anywhere from 81 to 93 degrees. Coming up, a look at the next 7 days, but let's get a check on the roads with Ginger.
Yesterday, remember the break of the Mount Wilson camera showing that cloud deck broke up a little bit late. Probably will be the case today. So let's move you back over to look at our first real-time traffic map of the Inland Empire. Because that 10 freeway, the eastbound side to the 15 south, that is still closed because of the glass debris that's all over the roadway. Those delays, wow, fairly extensive now. I'll call it from about Indian Hill Boulevard. And what you can do is continue east or even go to the 60. That's what I would do, actually, to the 15 north. And there you go. Looking at Orange County, 57 south at about Orangethorpe, there is discussion about a crash. I think that's going to clear soon, but that drive looks to me like it's still pretty busy, actually. Some of our other freeways kind of Friday and summer light. I'll send it back to you.
Back to our breaking news coverage of the events in Dallas overnight. 3 suspects are in custody. A 4th was killed when a police robot set off an explosive.
Witnesses have offered chilling accounts of what they saw. KTLA's Eric Spillman is here with that, Eric.
Morning, Jessica. Good morning, Frank. We have new information about at least one of the snipers who committed this horrific ambush on
Play 5 app. It's available for download in Apple's App Store and Google Play.
And this is, of course, such a fluid developing situation. I have that on my app and just kept updating with some really great, important information for sure. Speaking of great and important information, Mark Kono is in Sky 5 HD with a little good news, too.
Hey, Ginge, yeah, here we go over on the west side, Mar Vista, Culver City.
All right, Liberty, thank you for that. Coming up, the social media part of our coverage. Much of the chaos in Dallas captured on social media, even broadcast live.
Meantime, social networking sites becoming sounding boards for celebrities and other people with Texas ties, expressing solidarity and disbelief.
Also ahead, Ginger Chan will be back with a check of the Friday rush and any trouble spots out there on the roads. And we're going to head back out live to Knott's Berry Farm.
Oh, yes, we were out here at Knott's Berry Farm. Beautiful morning shaping up here also. A little bit of morning haze, but so much more to come up.
We've had so much fun with the viewers this morning. It's been a picture-palooza.
Picture-palooza. And you know what? We have a 25th anniversary giveaway. Yes. Why should we have all the enjoyment? A great prize coming up, plus some very familiar faces from the past 25 years.
Oh, yeah.
You'll see them as we come back live.
The events in Dallas have shaken all of us, and throughout the night, many people expressed themselves about that on social media.
This morning, we're hearing from celebrities, many who are connected to Texas. KTLA 5's Elizabeth Espinosa joins us live from Inglewood with more. Elizabeth.
Yeah, there is a lot of sadness. And, there's also a lot of confusion. Good morning, Frank and Jessica. Many are confused and frustrated, saying that given this violence will end, they say. That is the very latest. Reporting live in Inglewood, I'm Elizabeth Espinosa. Frank and Jessica, back to you in the studio.
I'll take it from here. I mean, I went down to Knott's and had to come back, and some people were like, oh, we upset. It's like, there are a lot of other things to be more upset about. I'm just happy to be here. Good morning, everybody. Mark Kono is in Sky 5 HD over a stretch of roadway that we usually see is very busy. I mean, it's filling in, but I don't think it's that bad.
All things considered, not too bad at all. The 110 freeway coming through South LA, Ginger, the harbor portion of the 110 freeway north and south.
What about the ladies of the morning news? Michaela, Giselle,
yes,
Michelle. We will catch up with several of our friends there. Jennifer York.
Where are they now?
In the meantime, we will take a quick break or perhaps go back to our Hollywood studio. We'll go back to Jess and Frank.
All right, Sam, thanks very much for that. We are right now looking at some live pictures from downtown Los Angeles where the next class of recruits of LAPD officers, they're about to become full-fledged officers. As you can see, we're awaiting remarks from Mayor Eric Garcetti and also LAPD Chief.
That they step into every single day not knowing where the day will take them as a police officer.
Mark Kono is in Sky 5 HD, and they are over a group of what appear to be some protesters marching in the direction, we believe, of the LAPD graduation. They're somewhere in downtown LA moving in that direction, so we don't know. They have not offered a spokesman, and we obviously can see we're not on the ground there, but if in fact they are headed to the LAPD graduation, our Chris Burrows will be there, and we'll make sure to speak with this group of what appears to be a protest of some kind moving in the direction of LAPD headquarters.
Who each other is so we can respect each other as humans. That's the biggest thing that we want, because growing up in South Central and any other poverty-stricken area, wherever we're not treated as humans all the time, we can speak up and be intelligent and well-spoken. Hey, excuse me, sir, and you get a gun pulled out to your face, and then you get your license asked for after your shoes are off and your hands on the hood of the car. So now as a father and as a different intelligent man now going through things that I went through in the past, it has to be about evolution as people.
What was your reaction when the killers did what they did last night? Were you mad at them? Was there any?
To be honest with you, I cried. I host a radio show on Dash Radio called Bad Luck's Cookout, and I called my co-host Bad Luck, and I cried.
Forgive me, I have to run. The mayor's speaking now. We'll take that behind us here, and we'll come back and visit with the folks.
Chris, thank you for that.
Back
The mayor is talking about the issue at hand, so let's listen in.
Cowardly acts that we saw last night as our collective hearts broke. We witnessed a country and felt from the early hours of yesterday to the closing.
Mayor Eric Garcetti saying, through your tears, may we find smiles of hope. And we're seeing some of the dialogue that the rapper Snoop Dogg and the rapper Game have talked about with members of the African-American community here in Southern California, talking with the LAPD, both sides coming together in peace to have dialogue.
Yeah, and the mayor even talking about what happened in Dallas last night, that a protester who was shot said our officers are our protectors and our guardians. And the mayor also bringing up the point that it's difficult for family members in attendance today to see their loved ones wearing badges the day after 5 officers were killed because they were wearing a badge.
Yeah. Ahead of Chief Charlie Beck, who's about to speak, and we're going to take that live in just a moment. Well, first of all, we want to welcome you to the 9 o'clock hour of the KTLA 5 Morning News. Chris Burrows is there observing this dialogue that's taking place, this peaceful. It's not even a demonstration, I would say. It's people coming together right in the shadow of the police graduation there. Chris, what are you finding?
Through just a smidge, it's okay. Thank you. Yeah, this is the other main organizer of the event, the Game, and you see him here giving some interviews as well. Do you mind if I pop through just real quick? Thank you so much, and I want to hear some of what he has to say this morning here. It was him and Snoop Dogg were the main organizers. Thank you for taking the time, sir. Chris Burrows from Channel 5, KTLA.
Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you as well. We're live on the air. And
it's a good handshake.
Yeah, thank you. You too. Thank you, sir. What do you want people to know about why you're here this morning?
I would like people to know that
a very personal speech from Chief Charlie Beck at the graduation of LAPD recruits, saying America needs to have a dialogue. It can't break down along racial lines, and imploring these young recruits to come with him and to, as we approach what he called a very difficult crossroads in law enforcement, do it as Americans, reaching across and making a difference.
Yeah, Chief Beck saying he's not making excuses for when we fail, because sometimes we do fail, and that is not the vast majority of our interactions as police officers. So we'll continue to follow this and, of course, much more on our breaking news right after the break.
And now to our breaking news from Dallas, where the police department and this entire community is mourning the loss of 5 officers.
Several more were wounded when at least one sniper, possibly more, opened fire during a march. One suspect who was killed has been identified. KTLA's Eric Spillman is with us this morning.
Morning, Jessica. Good morning, Frank. And we now have the audio of the police dispatchers and officers on the 911 recording as one or more snipers is targeting police officers in downtown Dallas. And you can hear the chaos, the fear, and the confusion.
Assist officer, shots fired. Code 3, stay off the radio, officer down.
We got a guy with a long rifle. We don't know where the hell he's at.
Garage.
Building! SWAT guy, slow down! He's in the damn building right there! I don't know where he's at. He's in that building right here. Shots from that building. 69, we have got to get DFD down here now. He is one sick right now. 169, get him here.
They're on the way.
And that is why Snoop and the gang are standing here at this edge of the fence. They've been invited to come in and dialogue, speak with the chief this morning. So we just want to let you know that is going to be happening. We've confirmed that now. The police are making arrangements to make that happen and set up a space inside where that meeting can take place. The entire group will not be invited in, but I'm told a group of 5 main organizers will be.
And Chris had asked Snoop about that. Snoop has direct contact to Chief Beck.
Yeah.
If he wants to, he can call him and open that dialogue. And Snoop said to Chris, I'm taking a stand for those who can't take a stand for themselves.
That's right, who can't pick up the phone and get the chief on the line.
Right.
Snoop Dogg can, but maybe many other citizens cannot, and he wants to represent them. So we're grateful to them and to those young new recruits who are now going to be LAPD officers and what they do for our community every day. It's 9:38. We're going to take a short break right now. We'll be right back.
Good morning, I'm Liberty Chan with your KTLA 5 weather forecast. We have some nice weather on tap for today. Temperatures staying at or slightly below the average as we have high pressure in control. It's a weak ridge of high pressure and we're still feeling the effects of some onshore flow, keeping things nice and cool along the coast. And in some of those inland valley spots, we're only going to make it into the 80s. But in some of those interior spots, you will be into the 90s, like Lancaster. We're expecting 97 degrees. But then here in Hollywood, about 81 degrees, 81 as well in Long Beach, 93 though. If you happen to be out in Pomona, 90 in both Corona and Riverside. Our 7-day outlook for the downtown LA area looks like this: about 81 degrees today, 82 degrees on Saturday, slightly cooler on Sunday and Monday, and then a little warm up and temperatures will reach about 83 degrees by Thursday, which is right around normal for this time of year. That is a quick check on the weather. Let's get a quick check on the roads with Ginger.
And let me just tell you, Liberty, I mean, we're going to get back to normal temperatures, and really for us, the conditions in traffic abnormal because it's Friday light as well as summertime light, so that is nice. I believe we have a first map to show you LA, and you can see what the conditions are doing. So things are filling in. The way the morning commute has been working is that it's getting underway a little bit later, like 9, 10 o'clock. So it's something to be prepared for. And we know, of course, that Chris Burrows has been talking live to the, I don't want to call them protesters, but to, you know, the marchers and the game and Snoop Dogg there, and they're going to have to walk back to their original location. So that means some of those streets, Olive Hill, First, Broadway, will be occupied through downtown. So something to consider if you have plans to be in downtown. San Pedro Street, Main Street, 6th, 4th, those will get you away from the area where they will be walking later on. And then real quick, here's our Caltrans camera to show you the 5 and the 14. The conditions here looking real good. All right, guys, that's a check of the ride. I'll send it back to you.
Ginger, thank you. This morning, we're continuing to learn more about those 12 officers who were shot in Dallas and the 5 who lost their lives in that deadly ambush.
KTLA's Mark Mester joins us now in the newsroom with more. Mark.
Frank and Jess, good morning. We're going to start off with some very sad news. Up until now, we only knew the identity of one of those 5 officers who were, or I should say 4 with the Dallas Police Department and the other with DART. We'll have much more coming up throughout the morning, but for now, we'll send it back to you.
Mark, thank you for that.
Going to take a quick break. We'll be right back.
I'll give you $5 if you pour your coffee down over the side. Come on, $5 is in it for you. She's doing it. I owe her $5.
I still can't believe I did that.
25 years in the making. We're back live at Knott's, and we're not alone. This is such a thrill. We've been celebrating the Morning News anniversary since May, and now we really celebrate. Barbara Beck, Carlos Amezcua, and Jennifer York are with the
What a pleasure to be here. What a joy.
Hard to believe it's been 25 years. July
Farm and all the staff for taking such good care of us.
Thank you.
Would you like to thank
Oh,
the
I
hotel?
want to thank the hotel. They've been absolutely fantastic to me. Really, they've done so many nice things for me. Gave me a ride over on the golf cart.
The talent, the crew, everyone here, we thank you so much for. Don't forget, our 1 hour special is coming up next, right here on KTLA. Happy 25th.
Happy 25th. Congratulations to Layla, who put this on.
And it's great to see all of that.
It really was, yeah.
On a very difficult day. We do have some breaking news. We do want to get back down to downtown Los Angeles.
Chris Burrows, I believe, is there. Was speaking with The Game and Snoop Dogg, who are set to meet with Chief Beck. Is that correct?
Yeah, I just was walking in with them. They're just up by the front entrance there right now, and I had an opportunity, if you don't mind me sharing. I had a quiet moment standing next to Snoop Dogg, and I said, do you think that this movement maybe came at a time in your life where you've got enough years on you to be able to do this, you know, the right way? And he said, absolutely. The difference of having children and having the years on him, he said, you know, for years he said, stirring people up, these were his words, for the wrong reasons. And he says now he's able to rally them for the right reasons. And he says he knows exactly what he's going to say in this meeting, and he's about to do that right now. Back to you.
Beautiful note to end on, Chris. Thanks very much for that.
Yeah, thanks for being with us. Of course, we'll have more on all the day's breaking news at our news program at 1 o'clock. Thanks for being with us.